Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Essentials for Healing, Beauty for Ashes. And I'm so glad that tonight I do have Keshion Mackel on our episode for tonight. And he's going to share his story. And if you haven't noticed, we're on another episode where these individuals are sharing their stories of hardships and how they have overcome. So, in today's episode, we're going to talk about some of the things that plague many people in our generation today, which is depression, suicidal ideation, self-harming behaviors. And we know that many people in America suffer with this. And so Keshion is going to share his story. So welcome, Keshion.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. So tell us a little bit about what it was like for you growing up, what your childhood was like.
So I was born in West Covina, California, then transitioned to Long Beach, California, then went back and forth. I was in Colton, California, visiting my aunt, and then back and forth, Uncle Calvin. My Uncle Calvin was always picking me up. But and then I transitioned from Long Beach to Jamaica, was living in Jamaica for quite a while, and then I moved back to play sports and go to school. And just that childhood was very sheltered because I was my mom's only boy child. You know how that goes. So, I grew up being sheltered, grew up being babied most of the time. Everyone was always looking after me, making sure I was good. So that's pretty much how my childhood went. It wasn't super bad up until I got older.
And then tell us, because I'm sure the people are going to want to know, why Jamaica? How Jamaica? Tell us about your Jamaican background.
All right. So my mother is from Jamaica. She was born and raised out there. She was out here visiting family when she had me. My father's from this area. Family's from Chicago and that area, Long Beach. So they met. I don't know how they met, but they met and then they had me. So that's how I moved to Jamaica to be with my mom because she couldn't deal with being so far away. And with her not being a citizen of the United States, she couldn't live out here, so she had to go back.
Yeah. Woo, that's huge. And so basically you've been mainly raised with your mom and family. Where was Dad in the picture?
Dad, he was in Long Beach, so pretty much in Long Beach and in that area. He was in and out of jail, in and out of mental facilities, different things like that. That whole side of my dad's family, not whole side, but most of them, in jail, in and out of jail, problems with the law and things like that. But when I was living there, my grandpa, he's a pastor. My grandma was a first lady. So I kind of stayed under their wing and stayed under the church wing. And
Yeah, okay. Do you remember what it was like for you going back and forth?
From Jamaica to...
Jamaica, aunt's house, dad's side, Long Beach.
So I spent most of my time in Long Beach when I was younger. And then going back and forth to my Auntie Diane's house, it wasn't really anything crazy. It was just to visit her because my mom lived with her when she was out here. So just visiting my two cousins, spending time out there.
Yeah.
I think I saw you guys sometimes. Yeah. But so that was pretty much it. It wasn't anything, living different places. I was set in Long Beach, but of course we got to visit family as well in a different city.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for you, even though you grew up with your mom's family, you also grew up with your dad's side of the family. Did you ever feel like there was a void with your relationship with your father?
Yeah, I would say so, because he was in and out. He was never there for a long period of time. He'll go for weeks and then come back and be like, hey, son. But it was nothing crazy. He wasn't really around. I was really with my aunties, my uncles, grandpa, grandma, little cousins, older cousins.
Yeah. Okay. Now, fast forward, and with Keshion sharing his story today, he's going to talk about just that point in time where he did have that dark place and where he was engaging in self-harming. Take me to that season. When was that season? When did that all start?
About 2019. So I was in Rialto. I was at Rialto High School at the time. 2019, we had half of my freshman year finished football season, and then going into that we had track season. In the midst of track season, everything. COVID just broke out. So finished freshman year online, like that summer, and then they were trying to debate whether we were gonna go back to school, go back to like work and all that stuff. We ended up having like our whole sophomore year, my whole sophomore year, at home, Zoom, Google Meets.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
Woo!
But I can say though, school was easier because it was online, so I had like all A's, maybe like 1 B. Yeah.
But like, I love this and that you're here because we don't hear too much about the implications of COVID on people. So like, how would you say COVID impacted you?
I would say it impacted me in a good way and a bad way, so it's a little 50-50. In the good aspect, it helped me realize to be grateful for life, because so many people lost their lives. So many people close to us were impacted by COVID, whether it was being sick with COVID to an extreme point where they were in the hospital, losing their lives. So it was really hard, for sure, on that good part, but was that the good
Yeah,
part?
well.
But yeah, and then on the bad side, it ruins you mentally, just knowing that you can't go outside. Well, you can, but you can't go to school, you can't see your friends, can't go to the mall, can't go to church and fellowship. So it really impacts you mentally, as it did for me.
And how did it impact you mentally?
Just not being able to do what I love, which was sports, not being able to go to...
He's an athlete, by the way. I forgot to mention. Not only an athlete, but he's really like a community activist and the whole nine. Like, Keshion is so involved. I forgot to mention that in the beginning, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll just touch on that. I played football freshman year of college, and then I currently still run track. So yeah, so that's my athlete background. Played basketball in high school as well. Played soccer when I was in Long Beach. So yeah, that's a little athlete background.
And here comes COVID, and you're not able to engage in sports anymore.
That was my identity at the time. I wasn't as interested in church, I could be honest with you. It was just more of a family thing, you know. Wake up, eat breakfast, go to church, go back home. But yeah, everything was eat, sleep, sports. And I think it was good in the aspect because it kept me motivated in a sense that every day I was working out every day, no matter what time it was, 2 times a day. It was just, I'm ready to get back. So when I get back on the field, on the track, I was going to be ready.
You will be ready.
Yes.
Wow. And because you didn't have sports in that season, even though you were still training, ready for it to be back, like, how did that impact you? Because I know you mentioned that you tied your identity to sports.
And then once you tie your identity to something, it starts to corrupt you in a way, like kind of corrupts your identity. So you're trying to, I think of it as plug yourself into things that it doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying? So like an iPhone, you have to have a certain charger. And I fit in sports, but I was trying to fit into different religions and astrology and all those things that really I didn't fit in, but I was trying to.
So it sounds like you were trying to search for other things to compensate for you and your identity. And what was going on for you with searching, looking? Did you feel satisfied?
No, not at all. Like we always hear, temporary pleasure. So obviously it was temporary. Like at times, like the yoga, I realized that yoga is not. It's not what people think it is. It's not really good for you. So I realized in the moment, yes, I felt relaxed, but I was still anxious. I was still depressed. I was still, I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to, interact with, with family or anything like that.
How long would you say that you were depressed for?
Like months and months and months. Maybe years, honestly.
Wow.
Years.
If you had to think of the top things that fueled that depression, what would you say it was?
Abandonment, loneliness, and it was the constant, like the family. I wasn't really showing that COVID was affecting me, and I always heard, "Oh, Keshion's good. He's getting good grades, and he's still working out and all those things." That was constantly said, but deep down I was in my room all the time, crying and wanting to get out of COVID and go back to normal living.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that abandonment.
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily my father. He was always gone, and as a young man, you need a father figure. You need someone to kind of be there for you to direct you in a sense. And I grew up like family. I never saw a man lead a woman. I never saw a man cater to a woman, protect her.
Yeah.
It was always them either cheating or leaving them or things like that. So it was seeing that, it's like, oh, that's okay to do, because I'm young, and when you're young, you're everything, is kind of impressionable to you. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And tell me about that loneliness.
It just felt like in COVID I had no friends. Like I had friends, but I didn't talk to them. I didn't have social media. I didn't have, like, I had video games, but it just didn't feel the same. So I just kind of set myself aside. I had one friend that we talked. We had the same classes during COVID. That one friend. But other than that, that was it.
That was it.
I didn't really talk to anyone.
Ooh. What were some of the things that you did to try and relieve yourself of that mental anguish?
Just like finding different videos, like we talked about before the camera was on. Just watching different YouTubers and indulging in different different avenues of religion instead of the one that is the true religion. But just that really, seeking things that weren't good for me, you know what I'm saying? So,
and what would you say were those things that you used to seek that weren't good for you?
Like sexual things, different things like that. And it got to a point where it was like, that's not the way to go. And then different addictions, like spending addictions and spending money that I wasn't supposed to be spending and lying about where I was at and different things like that.
Yeah. Woo! And I know something that we talked about prior is that what you used to also do is engage in self-harming.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So I don't remember the day, but it was just like a cloud, like a just large cloud just fell. It just feels like something just falls upon you.
Yeah, a heaviness.
And it just takes away all your light and all your happiness. It drains you. So how I describe depression and anxiety is, it just, a big cloud just comes upon you. It feels like every day is a rainy day. Even if the sun's out, it just feels like every day is a rainy day. You don't want to. Everything you do is filled with sadness. The music that you listen to, the people that you watch, the people that you talk to, everything just feels sad. That's how it felt. And so I was led to cutting myself, looking up ways like how to starve yourself. I think the day that I wanted to commit suicide was, I was looking at my arm, went downstairs, had what would be my last meal, I thought. Went downstairs, I was looking at my arm, went back upstairs, was looking like the next few days how to starve myself, how to, and so
you were looking up ways to kill yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And those Google searches, it was bad. But like, how the vein, you could bleed from your vein, just looking up ways how to use scissors to just different things. And I think my mother called me, or I called her, and she called me and she saw the fear and the torment on my face, and she said, "What's going on?" I tried to tell her I was okay. Mother's intuition, they know. Trust me. You don't think they know, but they know. So she knew that I was sad, I was depressed, and she goes through the same thing. She's clinically diagnosed with anxiety and depression right after I was born. So she knew the signs, she knew all that, and I knew that my mother, growing up, she had panic attacks in our house in Jamaica and literally shaking. So I understood what depression was like. So once it came to me, I knew it was what it already was. So she found out. I told her not to tell anyone, and she didn't. But just that call, when she called me, it saved my life, honestly.
Wow. How long had you been contemplating to end your life?
I'd say weeks, honestly.
Wow.
Weeks. Thinking about it. Is this the right thing to do? what's gonna happen in the afterlife, as we know, heaven and hell.
Mm-hmm.
What really was gonna happen. So I was just thinking about, should I really do this? Should I really go through with this? So yeah, that was pretty much the thoughts.
And in those moments while you're planning to end your life, like, how did you view yourself? Like, is it that there was no hope? Is it that there was no purpose?
I would say there's no purpose. There's no purpose because I wasn't centered in anything. I was just trying to myself, like I said, plugging myself into different things. So there was no purpose. There was no hope. So I'm like, what's the point? I can't do what I love to do. So might as well just, give my life away, in a sense.
Ooh. And I know you were still like technically around family, even though COVID was happening. Like, did you do anything to try and hide the cuts when you were engaging in self-harming behaviors?
Not really. Now looking at it, I'm like, you kind of dumb, but I did it like on my forearm instead of right here, so it was on my forearms. So it was kind of harder to hide, but they don't really look at it.
Yeah.
But they would look, and I would just try to hide it because it was on one arm. So I would just, when I'm eating, try to keep it under the table.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just, that was the hiding aspect of it. They never found out.
Okay. And then what did you use to cut yourself with?
Scissors.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then walk me through, because to be honest, like this generation, you hear it a lot. You hear it a lot when it comes to individuals who are in depression, that they engage in self-harm. Like, where did you learn to cut yourself, or to even have the idea of cutting yourself?
It was just a thought. Just being on YouTube and social media, not necessarily social media, but YouTube. You hear about kids and cutting themselves, but they use knives and they have guns. But I didn't have that because the house was protected. Like, obviously there was knives and stuff. I'm not gonna go downstairs, bring it upstairs, and keep doing that. I had scissors. I was still in school. I was cutting. I had to take pictures, submit it to the class. So the scissors was there. So I would just do it. And the crazy thing is, what I don't understand about depression and anxiety, literally it's so painful when you're sitting there and you're cutting. You have tears in your eyes, but you continue to do it. So that's one thing I'm so confused about, why I was doing it, but I understood why I was doing it.
Tell me more.
Just cutting, it was so painful, honestly, and I feel for the people that are constantly battling it for years and years and years, cutting themselves, having literally a gun to their head, in their mouth, like all types, jumping off like different objects, hanging themselves. It's honestly sad, and a lot of people don't look at mental health that way. They look at it as a joke. It's joked about on social media. You're bullied for being
having emotional, mental anguish. It's looked at as a form of weakness.
I would say during that time it was more of a joke, but now people are taking more of a account to it. Like, we have therapists speaking more about it, people on social media encouraging other people to keep going, keep pushing, be strong,
Which is so interesting, because some of the things that you brought up, you're technically Gen Z, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the things that you brought up is regarding the influence of social media, which is so interesting that, with the influence of social media, it could even influence people to engage in, self-harming behaviors or negative aspects. Take me back to the day where you said you were going to starve yourself. Like, was there a reason or the psychology behind choosing wanting to starve yourself?
It was a little easier, I would say, because, I don't know, I just thought about less pain, honestly. So obviously I didn't want to do that. So just starving myself, not eating, I thought it would be a little better, I would say. Less pain, less blood, and all that stuff.
Got you.
Yeah.
Wow. And as far as when it comes to wanting to starve yourself and all that different things, like, did you ever have any thought as to, like, I wonder how my family would feel?
Yeah, so that was the other part. It was during COVID, so Jamaican households, they cook almost every day. And then you have leftovers, so I would try to just stay in my room most of the time.
Got you.
And I was in school, so I'm doing homework,
Yeah.
So I was always in my room. I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
So I was always trying to be in my room. But yeah, the room was the safe place.
Isolation. But isolation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever, when you were having your suicidal thoughts, which I typically like to ask, is that like, was there any thought for like, if I ended my life, I wonder how my family would feel?
I was thinking about myself.
It's huge you say that.
I was selfish. And when we think about that, even going back to like my mother, when she deals with that, I think I heard someone say, like, why would you do this to your family? Why would you do this to your son? That's your only son. And just thinking about that now, why would I do that to my family? Why would I put them through pain, taking my life early when I have purpose, when I have meaning in this life?
Yeah.
So that was really running through my mind now, playing it back. It's like, if I did that, till this day, it would have been years ago.
Yeah.
But till this day, they would have still been heartbroken because they didn't know. So they would be questioning themselves, what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't I know? Why didn't I notice the signs, you know?
Yeah. And it's huge that you say that, because when I do talk to people who have been suicidal, they'll tell you, like, I was selfish in the moment, like, and some of them don't feel like they were selfish. They felt like maybe it would be a relief to my family if I wasn't here. I probably wouldn't even be a burden. You have some people that think like, when they reflect back, like, no, I was really thinking about myself and ending my life. I didn't think about the impact of my family. And then you have those people that are like, I thought that maybe I would be a relief to the family, which all of those are false.
Yeah.
It's false. So it's interesting that you even brought that up. Like, you were just thinking about what you were going through.
I can say it was more of a personal thing. I have a loving family.
Yeah.
They love you. They're there to support you. So it was never a family thing. It was just what I was dealing with on the inside. So it was never them abusing me or talking down on me. It was always supportive. It was always positive nuggets, not negative or anything like that. So it was just more of an inside thing, more of a mindset thing.
Ooh, and that's huge, because if whatever thoughts you entertain, that's how you end up behaving and manifesting. And so what caused the shift for you in your life?
So once I talked to my mother, I was still dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know? But I would say the suicidal part was gone.
Okay.
It was more of an anger. It was more of an anxiousness. It was more of a sadness type of thing. So I didn't want to end my life anymore. There was times where the thought would come back, but it was never acting on it. It was more of, I was just always sad. I was always down. Even going back to school, I had my moments where I couldn't handle my anger. I couldn't handle my sadness. So I had to put myself away and try to, get
What
away
did
from
you
that.
used to do as a result of your anger and anxiety in those moments?
Honestly, we were back in sports. So it was just football, you hit people. So it was just being able to hit people and go out there and have fun with the people that I knew loved me, like my teammates, my coaches. So that was just being back on sports and being competitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what else contributed to that shift? I know you said at that time, even though you weren't suicidal, you still had all those feelings to deal with.
That anger part was my dad, because he came to one football game. He was like, son, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come to all the home games. And it was the constant growing up, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to be there for you. And he never showed up. So it's like, why do you keep making these promises and you're not going to be there? Why keep saying these things and you're not showing up,
Yeah.
You might as well just stay outside and live your life and let me stay, because the constant promises, I'm an eager person. If someone tells me something, I'm going to look forward to it.
Yeah.
So when he was saying I was looking forward to it, and I was always disappointed.
Constant letdown.
Yes.
Woo. Okay. When did all of that shift for you?
Like everything, sadness going away. It was a random night. I made a video, like an audio. It wasn't even a video. I made an audio. I felt a dwelling, something just released. And I made a video, an audio recording of just talking about God, saying that I'm a son of God and all that stuff. And then I posted it just out of, just out of boldness. I just posted it. And then a lot of people were listening to it. So I'm like, okay, this is something good. So then it just started. It started into a Forever Blessed podcast.
Come
And
on.
that's how it started.
Follow his podcast. We're going to tag him in this video. Tag his podcast in this.
So the 4 started from my football jersey. It's the number 4. And then Forever Blessed, you have to tag it. I just think I'm forever blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be breathing today because I know I shouldn't be here. I'm unworthy to be here because I was thinking those thoughts.
Ooh.
So just forever blessed. I'm forever grateful. I'm forever thankful for God for allowing me to sit here and be alive today.
Yeah. Ooh. And I know also too, along with the video and just with talking to you, I think you mentioned as far as like there was a service.
Yeah, service in LA.
Tell us about it.
Pentecostal City Mission Church in LA, Los Angeles. We went. I don't know why we were there. It's probably a convention or something. But Bishop Strong, he had a message, and it was basically praying over all our business endeavors and everything. And that's the time I was doing my podcast, and he said just let it go and just lay it all down. So I gave it to God, raised my hands, and allowed him just to come into my life. I'm praying to get away, praying for the spirit of patience, the spirit of taking away pride, taking away all those things, and allowing him just to be the center of my life and not a second option.
Yeah, yeah. Which I even hear in that a shift in a viewpoint of identity, which is so huge because prior you felt like you were unworthy.
Yeah.
How do you view yourself now?
Still unworthy because we don't.
Yeah.
This is not, but I view myself as wonderfully and beautifully made.
Yeah.
Even the days when I'm feeling down, I know that I have purpose on this earth, purpose to impact someone. My voice can impact someone. So while I'm on this earth, I have purpose, I have meaning, I have a voice, to go out. If I see someone dealing with the same thing, talk to them and speak to them and encourage them, so. And
I'll tell you, Keshion is one of the biggest encouragers. What would you say to somebody who may be in a dark place today and they're contemplating ending their life?
I would say find someone that you trust and talk to them instead of bottling up all those emotions, all that anger, all that depression, all that loneliness. Find someone that you trust, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a friend, whether it's your mom or dad. Maybe it's not a family member, but finding someone that you can lay it all down to. And also just find your identity in Christ, honestly. He is the main source of everything. He is the purpose. Through the cross, we have salvation. Through the cross, through the blood that was shed, we have life. Without him, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
The world goes around because he died for us.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell you.
That's huge. Because you have so many people in this world today that feel like they don't have an identity. They feel like they don't have a purpose. Or they're searching for other things to find their purpose. And that's where the void and the heaviness comes in. But for you to even say that and to encourage the people is amazing, Keshion. I'm so proud of you. This is my cousin, y'all. This is my cousin, and I'm so proud, and I'm happy that you are here. Is there any other encouragement that you would give to people who are just in general in a dark place? Just in a dark place.
It's a lot I could say, but I don't know. Just find that why. I think Ashley Dye, she says that a lot. Find your meaning, find your purpose in life, find your why. And also a counselor at my school, when I was dealing with this, I was still dealing with it. I always went to her and I always talked to her. Her name is Miss Johnson. But even till this day, I know I could text her and still go through that. But one thing she told me is find my why and find my meaning of why do I keep pushing. And that's my mother. Just keep pushing for her. Taking away yourself out of the equation. Lessening yourself, giving God the greater podium. Yeah. And so finding your why, that's what I would say.
Find your why. Find your reason for living. Find your motivation for living. Everyone has a why. Everyone has a reason to live, which is huge. So, thank you again, Keshion. Thank you for being on Beauty for Ashes. I hope that when you hear this story, for those who are battling suicidal thoughts, having self-harming behaviors, you will hear this and you will go back and find your why and just know that you all do have a purpose. And there's no place where you're so far, so dark, where healing cannot reach. So thank you guys for tuning in.